Chishiya is arguably one of the smartest characters in fiction. His calm and calculating nature keeps him 10 steps ahead of everyone else. While others panic, Chishiya observes. While others react, he plans. In a world where a single mistake means death, he doesn't rely on strength or luck, he relies on intellect. But how does he do it? How does he clear the death games and the Borderlands so flawlessly? Today, we'll be looking into exactly that, and how his principles apply to the real world. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to think smart like Chishiya, and how to apply his principles in real life to always stay ahead of everyone else. Life is a competition, and if you're truly serious about winning, I expect you to give this video your full attention. If you can't even watch it all the way to the end, you'll only be proving to me that you're a cheap dopamine-driven person, and that you already lost the game. My name is Indra, and you're watching How to Become Smart Like Chishiya. The art of observation. Chishiya is able to observe like no one else. Just by staying calm and not rushing to things, he's able to realize the smallest details in everything. Agony, who Chishiya explains usually has a rather good poker face and is hard to read. Chishiya still figured out where the cards were being kept, just by observing the way Agony acted. Now this is observation on another level. Another case of this was in the Jack of Hearts game. He managed to figure out that the Jack of Hearts is this guy. By realizing the smallest detail, he was able to figure out that this guy, for some reason, was secretly communicating with this woman through these cookies, and Chishiya did not miss this. Now, this could have never been done if it wasn't for his calm nature. Now, if you watch the game, it almost seems like he's not doing anything there. He barely even spoke, but this was quite literally the reason why he won the game. While others were panicking and thinking only for themselves, Chishiya stayed calm and put his emotions to the side and focused more of his energy to observing other people in the game. And this is crucial for a game like Jack of Hearts. The power of observation is understanding the true intentions behind spoken words. A person may say something, but secretly have completely other intentions, and these things can be picked up through micro-expressions and body language. Now, observing on that level, like Chishiya did in these games, is almost near impossible. Obviously, he is a fictional character, but you as a person can actually get damn near close to this. A good book to read to learn this is Read People Like a Book by Patrick King. It talks all about micro-expressions and body language, even personality types. Of course, a single expression or a single gesture doesn't tell the whole story. It's the mix of this knowledge to help you analyze a person as accurately as possible. People are often so in their head, and it leads to their downfall. But you have to try to forget yourself for a second and really start asking these questions in your head. Why is this person acting this way? Why is he saying this, but the tone of his voice is trembling? Understanding these things can quite literally make you a human lie detector. It's a hard skill to master, but with enough practice, it will become a part of your nature to observe. So the next time you talk to a person, try to keep these questions in mind. Always try to ask yourself, why is this person displaying a certain behavior, a certain gesture, perhaps a sudden change in tone of voice? And over time, you will be able to read people like a book and master the art of observation. Chishiya understands human nature. He tricked Arisu to his own benefit to find out where the cards were actually being kept. He understands the nature of Arisu. He knows that Arisu is a good-hearted individual who cares about people and is constantly trying to save everyone else. He knows that kind-hearted people like Arisu are the most easiest to trick. He uses people with no remorse, and I believe that is exactly what you need in order to survive in these games. Of course, in the real world, we're not trapped in some death games, but in order to gain power, like Chishiya, knowing human nature and knowing how to use it to your advantage is crucial. In order to even start using somebody to your advantage, you must first figure out this human's nature. What type of person are they? What motivates them? And even what upsets them? Like I said, Arisu is a good-hearted individual but it also leaves him vulnerable to being tricked, and there is almost no risk of him betraying you, which makes him the perfect candidate for being used. So you have to find the right candidate. Chishiya even says at some point that he doesn't know if Arisu is clever or stupid, but his kind-hearted nature was enough for him to make him his pawn and sacrifice him in order to get what he wants. This may seem a bit cruel, but the truth is, the world can sometimes be pretty cool, so you should be too. When creating the perfect pawn, like Arisu was for Chishiya, make sure the person is also kind-hearted, like Arisu. Try to avoid people who are impulsive and unpredictable. If you can't predict their actions, they may grow to betray you. The perfect pawn is a person who is the most unstable, a person who is missing something in life. If your victim has the perfect life, they have everything, they seem to have all their shit together, it becomes very difficult to manipulate them. The best victim, for example, a good victim would be someone seeking of validation, a person who craves for the approval of other people. Maybe they're missing a father figure in their life. You can be that father figure. Find out what your victim is missing and fill that void. They will grow dependent on you and seek your validation. Cherish them, compliment them, so they will become addicted to your validation. It's called give the dog a good name. It means giving the person a reputation to stand up for. If you're already pulling their strings and they crave for your validation, if you give them a reputation to stand up for, they will feel the need to live up to that reputation. Here's an example. Let's say you have a worker who has been slacking off the past few days. The wrong move would be to get mad at them and punish them for their actions. Maybe yell at them, whatever. But this will only make things worse. It might even make the person quit the whole job, and they will never show up to work again. Instead, what you should do is give the dog a good name. Give them a fantasy reputation. Ask them something like, I've noticed you stopped coming to work. I know you're an incredible worker. Your problem-solving skills are excellent. I think you're one of my best workers, so I'm wondering what's up. Now this changes everything. Suddenly, you've given them a reputation. Now they see how highly you think of them. Even if it is fake, you fed their ego just a little bit, and now they feel a need to live up to that reputation. And surprise, the next day they come to work, and they're working harder than ever. This is what a good leader does. You have not only made him come to work, you've also made him a better worker, therefore benefiting your company and also benefiting his life. So next time, when creating a pawn, make sure you know how the person functions, and you will create the most loyal pawn. Chishiya has mastered the art of timing. He never spends unnecessary energy and always waits for the perfect opportunity and then strikes fiercely. An example of this would be the tag game. Chishiya wasted absolutely no time and went straight to the highest floor. He precisely picked a spot where he could look down on all the players. He took his time to observe the game and then later on make a decision on what to do. He stayed up there almost the entire game and then figured out that this door was the key to victory, and he wasted no time and got down there. This is the art of timing. He stayed calm under pressure and was patient, which is exactly what you need in order to survive these games. Patience is the key to life. You must always be calm and patient, as if you knew that everything would eventually come to you. He knew that there was no benefit in panicking. He knew that there would be no point running around like a headless chicken. So he managed to stay calm under pressure and calculate. A real life example of this would be, let's say you've started seeing a girl who you actually really like and you're thinking of asking her out, but moved too quickly and you've destroyed the relationship. Moved too late and you missed the opportunity. You see, you must always be patient, as if everything will eventually come to you. Panic and fear will do you no good in life. How many times have you wasted a business opportunity? How many times have you wasted the opportunity to talk to a pretty girl? It all comes down to fear and uncertainty. Becoming calm and patient also takes time, but a good way to practice this is to start meditating. It's been proved time and time again how beneficial meditation is for a human. Our brains are so full of random thoughts because of the constant stimulation we have around us every day. If you could only take like 10 minutes of your day to not think about anything and be at total peace with your mind. You wouldn't imagine the ways it would improve your life. You can start slowly. 10 minutes a day is absolutely fine. And if that's too hard for you, even 5 minutes is great. You keep practicing this every day until you can do at least 10 to 15 minutes. You can even ramp up to 30 minutes. The more, the better. So really look into meditation. It's been proven that breathing the right way instantly calms stress and anxiety. And by looking at Chishiya's incredible way to stay calm, we can assume that he does at least some form of meditation. So you should too. Diet is one of the most important things for the human brain. What you eat is so important. It determines the way your brain thinks, your energy levels, and your body. The Chishiya diet is absolutely crucial for thinking. Because of Chishiya's incredible way of thinking, we can assume he has a very healthy diet. So here are a couple of foods and drinks that improve thinking. Chishiya probably consumes a lot of fatty fish, such as salmon and trout, which are both rich sources of omega-3 fatty acids. Your brain uses omega-3s to build brain and nerve cells, and even prevents Alzheimer's disease. If your brain doesn't get enough of omega-3s, you might experience things like depression, anxiety, and a lack of focus. Blueberries and dark chocolate, 70% or above. These both are great sources of antioxidants. Why antioxidants matter for thinking? They support memory and learning, protect neurons from damage, and reduce inflammation that can slow thinking. Your diet is crucial for thinking, so try to avoid fast food. Fast food has pretty much the complete opposite effects of these. Fast food gives you brain fog and a million other problems you probably know of. For drinks, coffee and water. If you drink Coca-Cola, I'm sorry, but you are genuinely an NPC in my eyes. Water, obviously you know what you should drink. But for coffee, studies found that caffeine consumption led to short-term improvements in attention and alertness. I myself personally drink 1 to 2 cups of coffee a day. But try not to go overboard with the coffee, because if you do, you might actually get the complete opposite effects. Remember that caffeine can actually be very addicting, and there's actually a right and wrong way to drink coffee. If you go for your morning coffee, make sure to drink your coffee at least an hour after waking up. And before your coffee, drink a ton of water, since coffee actually dehydrates you. And when you wake up in the morning, you are already dehydrated. Most people go immediately for the morning coffee, but that actually has the complete opposite effects. You're already dehydrated, and you're basically dehydrating yourself on top of that, which leads to the midday caffeine crash. And then you'll actually experience tiredness and a lack of focus, instead of the benefits that you would actually get if you were to drink coffee the right way. There's a reason why they say you are what you eat. So if you want to get even closer to Chishiya's intelligence, then make sure to eat rich, nutritious meals. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Chishiya is a master at spotting weaknesses in people. Chishiya understood that Niragi is an insecure bully and used it to his advantage. Thanks to that knowledge, he was able to push Niragi's buttons perfectly, knowing exactly what drove him crazy. And when it came down to their face-off, Chishiya got out of there victorious. Niragi might seem like a tough guy on the outside, but inside, he has the most fragile ego. And you will encounter a lot of these types of people in real life. Niragi was fed by fear. He always needed to be tough and needed everybody to fear him. And because of his impulsive and dangerous behavior, people were scared of him. But Chishiya was able to look beneath the surface and see how fragile his little heart actually was. You see, Chishiya was not scared of him. It's even seen how annoyed Niragi always was around Chishiya, because Chishiya had gotten in his head. And this is exactly what you need in order to deal with these types of people. You have to learn how to find each man's thumbscrew, what makes them behave a certain way. And if they impose as a threat to you, you destroy them. People who usually are bullies and always need to act tough are actually the most insecure of them all. The whole tough guy act is just a mask. We all wear masks in our day-to-day lives. Some masks are tougher, or masks are how we want people to see us, and you will find people who need to hide their insecurities behind the mask. And if you see right through them, the mask shatters. When dealing with people like Nirari, never show any fear to them. Act as if you don't even recognize them. Maybe even calmly point out their tough guy act. These people will always try to manipulate you through fear. Don't let them. Never show any effect of their words on you. Always act completely normal and calm around them. Show that their words do not have any effect on you. And slowly, their mask will shatter, and that's when you gain power over them, and they have no way of controlling you. Always stay grounded and calm, and look for the weaknesses in others. Use people like tools. Every person in this world serves a purpose. Everybody is good at something and also bad at something else. The first guy is good at something but bad at the other thing. And then you take another guy and they are good at the other thing that the first guy was bad at. You see what I mean? Every person can be used for something. Exactly like a hammer would be used to tap parts into place. Or a wrench that can tighten and loosen bolts, something the hammer cannot do. People are the same way, and you can use them the same way for your benefit. Let's say you own a restaurant business. You have two people applying for the waitress job. One of them is very introverted and the other extroverted. Obviously, for a waitress job, you would be more likely to pick the extroverted guy, since he's probably more appealing to the customers. A waitress job is about interacting with a lot of customers that most likely the extroverted guy would be a lot better at than the introverted guy. But that doesn't mean the introverted guy doesn't serve a purpose. You might have a better position for him. This is what I mean by using people like tools. Everybody is good at something, and you can use that for your business, for example. And this was Chishiya's and Queena's relationship. Now, we have almost no knowledge of Chishiya's physical abilities. We know he has the brains, but we don't know if he's particularly strong or knows how to fight. And this is where Queena comes to play. Queena was basically Chishiya's little sidekick throughout the series. And at some point, we learn that she's a martial artist and is very skilled at fighting. Since we know nothing about Chishiya's physical capabilities, I think it's safe to assume that this was Queena's purpose, and she was a perfect tool to use, since she also had the kind-hearted nature that Arisu had, so there was a low risk of her ever betraying Chishiya. But beware, nobody is just going to be a tool for you that easily. People won't do anything for you if they don't feel like they're benefiting from it. So you have to always have something for exchange, and I think this is one of the reasons why Queena helped Chishiya. She knew that Chishiya's brain would help her beat these games. And if Chishiya needed her assistance, she would gladly offer it, if it was the reason for her to survive. She saw how smart Chishiya was, and even said at one point that she would never want to be his enemy. So you see, Chishiya has the brains, and Queena has the physical abilities. You put two of those together, and it makes something stronger. This is how you use people effectively. You find the thing where you lack at, in a job situation or whatever, and you can fill that place where you lack at with somebody else who doesn't. This is how successful businesses are being built. It's teams of people. YouTubers hire editors, for example, even designers for thumbnails who excel at photo design. So start trying to see the good in everybody. No one's never bad at everything. Everybody has a strong point. And when looking for workers, for example, don't pick a worker who will get particularly good over time at something. Pick the worker who's already good at that one thing, and another for another thing. It's gonna save you a lot of time. So really start looking deep into people. What are their strengths and weaknesses? And it will go a long way for you. Chishiya feels no remorse for anyone. He's not afraid to throw away people who do not serve him any good in life. Even if it's cruel how he sacrificed Arisu, it was simply something that needed to be done. Some things have to be sacrificed for the greater good. And this applies to real life as well. There will be people in your life who seem to always draw misfortune on themselves. Those people may even be your closest friends, so you obviously feel a need to help them. But sometimes you may feel you are helping them, but they're actually only taking you down with them. Some people are impossible to help, and you have to accept that. Maybe you have become more determined to reach your goals, and sometimes you may find yourself in a situation where your friends cannot keep up with you, and they are still stuck at the same spot in life, while you are rising. Maybe they still do every bad habit there is, and if you keep these people around you, they will bring you down with them. This is why they say you are who you hang out with. People can be as infectious as diseases. If you're always around unhappy and unlucky people, eventually you will be unhappy and unlucky too. What do you think your life would look like if you were to only hang out around successful people every day? You will most likely become successful one day too. And now what would it be like if your whole friend group smoked cigarettes? Eventually, you will probably smoke up that one cigarette too, and boom, now you're a smoker. This is what I mean when I say people are as infectious as diseases. It really matters the people you keep around in life. So you must also, in a way, feel no remorse for them. If you feel these people are completely impossible to help and they are so lost in life, abandon them. Do not keep unfortunate people around you. You will soon drown in their mess. Always keep happy and goal-driven people around you. People like yourself, because your closest friends always have the most influence on you. Feel no remorse for the people who bring you down. Master yourself, bro.